Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Okay. I think I fixed my mic, so it should be nice. Yeah. And finally, after how long? I forgot to check, but after has it been 2 weeks? Okay, I'm gonna check. After okay, my last stream, 3 weeks. Oh my god, you can what? After 3 weeks, I'm going back to my study sessions. So I apologize for that. But hey, good morning. Bonjour. But I was sick, so hey. What can I do about it? I think my voice is better because I added some filters that make the low voices louder and the loud voices lower, which was amazing. But if it's still low-ish, I can try and lift it more. Okay. So yeah, that's basically all I want to say before we can start the learning part, because I think that's what we're here for. So I learned that my microphone works on the sides and not at the top. My previous microphone was it would work at the top and not the sides. And now I've lifted the microphone so high I can barely see the screen. But let's see how that goes. I don't know if you hear the coughing, but my monitoring ear did not hear the coughing. But my monitoring ear is using direct feedback from the microphone. I like the fact that it has direct feedback. Okay, I'll shut up and I'll start the learning. But is it still low enough? Is it too low? I don't want to come too close because I feel like it just sounds weird when I'm too close. But I was worried that the face tracking would not work, but I think it's working. I think it is working. Cool. Yes. Obviously it's working. I can see it. And I like the bunny ears today. I chose the bunny ears. All right. So let's do a mini recap because it's been 3 weeks. Okay. So we were in the understanding AI agents through the thought, action, observation cycle, which if I zoom in, it's here, I think. We finished step 1, understand what are agents. Step 2, learn what are LLMs and messages system. Step 3, the study tool and actions. Study tool. Where's the? Direct feedback is the only tolerable way to hear yourself through mic in my humble experience. Oh my god, the delay is annoying. But my problem with direct feedback, I'm like, oh, I can hear myself. I don't know why, but I like it. But also because I normally wear over the ear headphones, I can barely hear myself. So now that I can hear myself, I feel like a kid who can hear themselves. You know, when children hear themselves for the first time, they're I don't know, 3-4 months, they start babbling. That's how I feel like. I feel like I'm oh, I should keep talking because I can hear myself. But the thing I'm worried about is I feel like I'm being lower because I can hear myself, but no. Okay, we're in yellow. Yellow is good. I feel like am I too loud? Anywho, so yeah, we finished this part. Introduction to agents. What are agents? What are LLMs? And now we're here. And in my last stream, we actually went through this part, this intro. Yeah. I think the idea is, oh, okay, I remember this weather API stuff. The part that we're going to now is each step. We're going to study each step. And awesome. Good. Yes, I heard. Mild echo? You cannot be serious. No. If you want echo, I can do echo. It's all the way down, by the way. Hello, Rocky Musey. Hi, what's up? Question mark being, what are we doing? That's a good question. I know what we're doing, but I don't know what we're doing. I'm studying this, oh, hi, Owl Clane, not Clonny, Clane. Hi, hello, what's up? Oh no, the title says doing stuff. That's not what it's supposed to say. It's supposed to give you, I am supposed to like paste this so that if you want to, learn the same stuff I'm learning, you can go to this ta-da link, huggingface.co/learn/agents course. I just put it in the title, which is like on top of the screen. From you can see that. You can see it. Okay. Thank you for joining us. That is a cute emote. So I have around 2 hours. My plan is to somehow go through thought, actions, and observe. Hopefully today and tomorrow. It doesn't have to be all today. But I do want to like hasten up, like hurry up, because we have a lot to go through. So I'm going to try on that. Huh? There's a K. Oh, see. Yeah. No, next second time you forgot the K, by the way, coffee. So there's that. Yes, Rocky. Huh, exactly. My thoughts exactly. So I'm gonna start. Let's do this. So let me cough for a bit, because like that's how we start. Oh my god, it maxed out. I am so sorry. I could have muted myself. I didn't. I'm sorry. So, thought, internal reasoning, and the REACT approach. We'll see what REACT stands for. But yeah, we're talking about large language models, AI agents, I can tell you what's going on. But if you look at the title, I'm studying AI agents from HuggingFace. It's a course. It's an online course about like AI, large language models. But like the main point is AI agents are like a way of you using AI and not creating AI, I'd say it's less difficult, but it's not like not difficult, I suppose. I don't know. We'll see. You can go through it with us. So in this section, we dive into the inner workings of an AI agent, its ability to reason and plan. We'll explore how the agent leverages its internal dialogue to analyze information. Does it have... It's weird saying, no worries, don't say my bad, it's fine. It's cool, okay? I like the fact that you're chatting with us. I like the fact that it says internal dialogue. For me, it's like, first of all, the word dialogue and not monologue, okay? Because it's two parts talking to each other. But like for me, like I have an internal monologue that I talk to myself. So having an AI agent have internal monologue / dialogue is funny, right? Because like it's overthinking. To analyze information, break down complex problems to manageable steps, and decide what action to take next. Additionally, we introduce... I need to cough, and I'm going to mute myself this time. And we're back. Okay. We introduced the REACT approach, a prompting technique that encourages the model to think step by step before acting. Cool. Am I an actual human? Yes, I'm an actual human. I am what one would call a VTuber, a virtual. I'm just behind the model. No, I'm not AI. Does AI cough? Does AI need to mute the mic and cough? That's funny. I had a mild case of COVID, I suppose. Should I zoom it in more? Because like I feel like, yeah, okay, that's good. Zooming in more helps. Cool. I think if I was AI, I wouldn't have too much. What is it called? Overthinking? Is that what it's called? You know, internal monologue and all that. Eesh. Anywho. I think this is my second time being accused of AI, and I'm like, I'm honored. Thoughts represent the agent's internal reasoning and planning process. And I feel like AI doesn't need to learn the way I need to learn, you know, because I always forget. To solve tasks. Okay, so what we call thought is the internal reasoning and planning. Meaning, so our agent talks to a language model. Is that thought? We'll see. This utilizes the agent's large language model capacity to analyze. My brain was like analyze. No, it's analyze. Information when presented in its prompt. Right. Think of it as the agent's internal dialogue. Yeah, I suppose. I like the word dialogue instead of monologue, but I keep wanting to say internal monologue. Where it considers the task at hand and strategizes its approach. Okay. Okay. It takes the task in and plans for it, I suppose. The agent's thoughts are responsible for accessing current observations and decide what the next actions should be. I mean, it's repeating the same thing. Planning. That's it. Through this process. Good point. Learning is done through doing stuff. Yeah, you're right. And I hope this course helps us build stuff. But I like taking courses. But your point is valid. It's really valid. Sometimes I build stuff without streaming it. So, yeah, I think. Yeah. But you're right. Yeah. I saw it suggested that this year's Claude plays Pokemon. Might have been a bit of a reality check against agents. Claude as in Claude Sonnet, right? Wait, is it a yearly thing? Annual? For the limitations of them. I didn't know about this. Is it like an event? Oh, it's a person. It's a Twitch. I'm like, is Claude Sonnet? Nope. Okay. Because like there's like next article is like The Verge talking about is Claude plays Pokemon as a person, right? Yeah. Because they're a streamer. Nope. Oh my god, no, it's not. It is Claude Sonnet because it has this thing on its head and it's the logo of Claude. It's live right now. Playing, I'm guessing, Pokemon Red Blue. I'm not guessing. I see it. Wow. Wow. That is so cool. I didn't realize I'm being overshadowed by Claude. Darn it. I wish I was an AI now. Wow. Okay. My question is, agents aren't agents like just a user interface for an language model, you know? So why would Claude playing against agents be showing their limitations? Claude used an agent to play Pokemon. Exactly. One would think there'd be a lot of information. Wait, you're saying that Claude had a lot of limitations? Oh. Claude is the agent, exactly. Oh, okay, I see. Now I understand what you're saying. You're saying it's not good enough as in this moment. Ooh, okay, let me go to chat only and talk about something. I'm currently reading a book called Scythe, or this. No, it's not the Scythe. I think it's just Scythe. Do I need to cough again? I need to cough again. I'm reading this book called Scythe, and it's not a spoiler to say that there's like an AI inside it that has like created world peace called the Thunderhead, and it's a really interesting approach to like AI, because I think the book was written like a long time ago. I'm guessing it's pre-ChatGPT. How much do I know about agents? AI agents. I guess as much as this course that I'm taking. Like, I have the basic idea, but I'm in unit 1 of this course, and I guess that's how much I know. But I guess I should tell you, Rocky, that I have a bachelor's in computer science and a master's in software engineering, if that matters. So I do have some information coming in, but I still want to learn more because I don't have detailed information. But I guess I can understand the basics, you know? Let me check when Scythe was written, because Scythe. There's a C somewhere. Is it like Scythe? Yep, there it is. 2016! And there's a really cool AI in there. Like, you would not expect a book about killing people, like, you know, would have a interesting approach to having an AI. Yeah. That is cool. I recommend it. I'm in book 2 right now. I think I started last week. Yeah. But like, it's not all about the AI. The AI is just like there as a character. Anyway, especially more in book 2, which is why I'm talking about it. No, it's definitely pronounced Scythe, because I've heard people talk about it. I've been watching BookTube for like 12, 13 years. Because I like getting recommendations about books. So I know like Scythe by Neil Shusterman. But I'm listening to the audiobook, and the guy said Shusterman differently, and I was like, oh no. I've heard everybody call him Neil Shusterman. But he said it differently that I'm forgetting to repeat, because I've heard it the other way so many times. I mean, the way that I'm saying it right now. So yeah, a book in 2016 that is eerily accurate about our state of AI, but it's more advanced, far more advanced. Yeah. And the AI is like really good. One part, it's like the AI that's not realistic, is that the AI is very unbiased. Like, our AI is super biased. Because like the information that we give it is our information, but like the point in the AI in the book is that it has so much knowledge that it is unbiased. But that's not real. That's not realistic, you know? Especially in our case right now. So yeah, it is a really interesting book. It's more about death though, because that's what scythes are. They kill people. Bureaucratically, you know, like they're an agency, I suppose. Where was I? That was a long tangent. So yeah, I think, yep. Through this process, the agent can break down complex problems into smaller, more manageable steps, reflect on past experiences, and continuously adjust its plans based on new information. Cool. Here are some examples of common thoughts. Okay, I don't like the fact that we're calling them thought, but I guess we have to give it a name, you know? Types of thought and example. What happened? Why are we like sad face? No, that's not a sad face. That's a, what is that? What is it called? Oh my god, no! Is the stream being bad? No, I'm sorry. It's red. How bad is it? You should be able to hear me, right? But like the... Oh no, what happened? Is it better? It's yellow now. What happened, for God's sake? Okay, now it's green. I'm gonna assume things are okay. Yep. Yeah, sorry. I thank you for letting me know, because I do want to pause talking about what I'm talking about when the stream goes back bad for a second. Thanks. I thought I did something bad, but no, it was the stream, not me. Thank you for telling me. Okay. So planning would be, oh my god, why is this so... It's reading everything. Gather data. Okay, yeah. An example would be breaking down things into steps, like gathering data, analyze trend, generate report, analysis. I don't want to read those examples. It's too much. Okay, it was lagging. All right, thanks. That was a surprise cough. Okay. Based on error messages. Oh yeah. Okay, so you can check error messages. Decision making. Okay, based on budget, you can do this. Problem solving to optimize code. Let's do this. Memory integration. You're right. User mentioned something, and then it is used in the future. Self-reflection. I'm bad at self-reflection. My last approach didn't work well. Let's try a different strategy. Goal setting. To complete this task, I need to establish the acceptance criteria, prioritization, security vulnerability should be addressed before adding new features. Right. Cool. Yep. I had a problem. I solved a problem once with AI, and one of the points was use this list of rules before you try to solve the problem. So like that would be prioritization of like my rules, because it could try a different approach, but my rules may be like, do not overdo it. Like, for example, trying to ping something, like ping it 3 times instead of 10 times. So that would be like a rule. Note, in the case of LLMs fine-tuned for function calling, the thought process is optional. Really? I guess if it's like a weather AI, all it would do is do weather stuff, then there's no need to think about it. Cool. But I don't think weather, like, we would have a weather-only AI, because that would be a waste. Okay. In case you're not familiar with function calling, why wouldn't we be familiar with function calling? We talked about it a few slides ago, or like pages ago. There will be more details in actions section. Can you tell that I'm impatient? The past few weeks, I get angry so easily. I don't know why. So I will try not to do that. Get angry for no reason. Why don't I check it out? Because I don't want to. And this, by the way, we are in the middle of the course. I've already started like maybe like 3-4 other streams, so it's not new to me. The function calling, because it was like a whole blog about it that we went through last time. Recent Anthropic research suggests that in a decent proportion of the time, the thinking part of the R1 is the model going through the motions, but it ignores it for the answer. That's weird. Because, like, if you go through the steps, you need to use it for the answer, wouldn't you? Would it be like, okay, so I have the answer ready. Here's the thought behind the answer? No, because if it ignores it, it feels like they are two separate things, right? Because like, here's the thought to make you feel better, human, there you go. And here's the answer. The react approach. Oh, reasoning and acting, there we go. Key method is the react approach, which is the concatenation of the reasoning, thinking, and acting. Act. Cool. React is a simple prompting technique that appends, let's think. It appends the let's think step by step part before letting the LLM decode the next tokens. Alright. So, okay. Indeed, prompting the model to think step by step encourages the decoding process towards the next tokens that generate a plan rather than find solution, since the model is encouraged to decompose the problem into subtasks. Yeah, it's asked. Extra 3 billion parameters activated. Yeah, it takes so much, like, I guess, resources, right? Oh, by the way, let us know how you are interested in these stuff. I'm calling you Rocky because it's easier for me, but let me know if you want to be. Oh wow, really? Latency is that high? I recommend refreshing it because sometimes the live itself stops being live for a bit. Oh, there's a Graham Newbig lecture about it? Oh, it was Graham Newbig, the one that I know. It was a blog. This blog, right? Right? But honestly, it's been a while since I've watched any Graham Newbig lectures. Should we check them? Tools. Tool use. I suppose that is the function stuff. Okay. It might have been a mix of Graham Newbig and this blog. I mix them sometimes. Okay, where was I? I still worry that because of the mic in front of my face tracking won't work. It happened like 5 minutes ago once. This allows the model to consider the substeps in more detail, which in general leads to less errors than trying to generate the final solution directly. I mean, your comment made this like all not real, but we're gonna assume it's real. Really? There's a less delay on Twitch? Yeah, I'm both on Twitch and YouTube right now. I think it's in the description, but I might be wrong. I don't know. Yeah, no, definitely it's in the description. There's a social part. Okay, do I need to cough? I'm not sure. I guess, sort of. Examples. Few shot, COT, zero shot. What is that? Oh, okay, so, and zero shot, COT stands for something thought, right? Example of React approach with the let's think step by step. That's like the whole point. All you say is add, can we think step by step? And that's it. Oh, okay. So if you look at the example, we have, okay, so here we're giving it an example. Here we're giving it the example of like question, answer. That's it. We're giving it question, how it thought about the answer, and then it actually got the answer right, but here the answer was wrong. And then zero shot is like, the answer should be in Arabic numerals, so we're not telling it. Zero shot plus thinking tells it to think about it, and it actually gets the answer right. That is interesting, right? Because like this would make you think. The thinking helps with the answer, but I guess with R1 it is different. But yeah, when I started streaming with the timer, there was around 10 seconds difference for me between, oh my god, 10 seconds difference between YouTube and Twitch? Wowie! That is interesting. I did realize when I started streaming, I had the wrong, what is it called? R something? RTMP. I see it in front of my face right now. And so I sent it to yesterday's stream. I have been on YouTube for 4 years, I suppose. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, and around COVID times. I am ancient, not ancient. Ancient. Yep. I mean, streaming, I think I started streaming in 2022, but it was more sporadic. I think I've been more serious about streaming since last year, right? Like end of 2023 to now, I feel like I stream at least once like every 2 weeks, but my actual schedule is like streaming during my weekends, which like today is start of the weekend. I guess happy Easter to those who celebrate, which is in a few days. Because Easter is a holiday for me, so I'm like, I respect every religion, especially the ones that help me have more holidays. We have recently seen a lot of interest for reasoning strategies. This is what's behind the model like DeepSeek R1 or OpenAI's O1. Right. Which have been fine-tuned to think before answer. That's a really good advice. Streaming goal? Like streaming schedule goal? I guess Fridays and Saturdays streaming my learning, as I am technically doing right now. And then my goal, not plan, goal, is to, like, since I stream on Saturday, I don't want to stream on Sunday, but then stream on Monday, Tuesday no, Wednesday yes, and then Thursday no, and then Friday would be yes. So like 2 times a week. It will be 2, right? Because it's Monday and Wednesday. Yeah. And my streaming time is right now, like an hour ago. Because that's what works for me. The other time that I sometimes try to stream would not work for me. But it did work, I guess, in Ramadan. Okay, I'm taking a drinking coffee break for a second. I added too much. Ooh, okay. I added too much Coffee Mate, or is it called creamer? I guess it's called creamer. And it's too sweet. Ooh. I think I should just drink water. And then future vision. I don't know. Do I have future vision? I don't think I do. I just want to learn. That's literally my whole point. So I'm using streaming as a excuse, because otherwise I will be procrastinating. Yep. Like, I don't have a grand plan. I don't think, I guess a goal would be, it would be nice to do more competitions like I did Hashcode, like try and do Kaggle competitions. That would be cool. But I don't think I'm ready for that. And I don't think that would be possible, but like doing research with the community, that would be really interesting. But I don't know. Cause like I know a VTuber like published an article as a VTuber. So that's cool. Like you don't need to know, but like Z published an article as themselves. but like doing it as a VTuber, that would be funny and cool. That is that a thing where you are? In Australia, creamer isn't a thing, I'm pretty sure. It's like milk, sugar, maybe flavoring syrup, not creamer. I also add milk, but I also like, if you Google the word Coffee Mate, it's one word, I guess. It's a brand. And it's not milk. I think it's creamer. But I thought it was too much coffee, so I added a lot of creamer, and now it's just too oily and so I'm just drinking water for the time being, and then I'll add coffee on top of it to make it less like that. It is very oily. It's not healthy, obviously. So sometimes I add milk just to make it not as unhealthy. I never add sugar. I don't like I stopped adding sugar to my tea and coffee. Like, I don't know, a long time ago. At least more than half of my life. Okay, these models have been trained to always include specific thinking sections. Okay. So like tag. That's funny. I love it when I don't think it's bad. Australian really are coffee snobs. I guess Australians live closer to the coffee belt, whatever, like equator, and like you might get coffee easier, I suppose, because where is it? Is it Indonesia, or is it some parts around there are islands where there should be coffee, right? I listened to a podcast about coffee, the Uologies podcast, and yeah, convenient. Why wouldn't it need refrigeration? Coffee doesn't need refrigeration, yes, but milk does. Yeah. This is not just prompting technique like React, but training method where the model learns to generate these sections after analyzing thousands of examples that show what we expect it to. Cool. Thing about me, Rocky, is that I am somewhat lazy. Speedrunning through the course. I think you might get frustrated. I'm sorry. I can advise you to watch the VOD, the video later, in two times speed if you want that. Don't watch it live. It might just make you frustrated. Okay, so now we learned about the thought process. Let's go to the act process, where the agent becomes an actor. Action is next, and then finally it's observe. I think we can finish this today, because I, inshallah, will be here for another hour and 15 minutes. Cool. So, actions. Enabling the agents to engage in its environment. I keep sitting badly. I wanna lean back on the chair and then I go up. Okay. I think it's like espresso became popular here in the 50s from European immigrants, where it took a lot longer to catch on. Oh, so you started liking coffee earlier. That's why you guys might be more of a snob. That's fun. Interesting. I feel like coffee hasn't really catched on here. Like, people at work do drink. Huh? Sorry. I don't know. I'm not touching anything. I did try to move it, if that could be the reason. Like, I'm moving the arm so that I can lean back on the chair. Huh. No. It's really far from the laptop. It's like at least half a meter far. Yeah. Coffee is a work people thing, but it is not a very normal thing. Yeah. Watch the agent building video, How to Build and Sell AI Agents by Liam Otterly. I can Google that and put it on my to watch list later. That's a 4-hour video. I don't want to sell stuff. No code? Interesting. Cool. Oh wow, it's from 3 weeks ago. Good for them. I can watch this later, thank you. If the mic has multiple modes, it might be bi-directional mode rather than unidirectional. I was checking the filters and stuff before streaming, like by half an hour, and I learned that the current direction that I'm speaking is the only direction it's taking sound. Like, I can try the other direction. Give me a second. Testing. Oh wow, it is actually working. I thought it's not working. Whoa, why did it sound so different in my ear? You're right. I meant that kind of coffee is not caught up here. But I don't know. I feel like in my region, it's not a coffee region. It's for sure a tea region. But Turkish coffee is obviously a thing that you can get on the street. And Arabic coffee, you can obviously get. Yeah, no, definitely. People who are like Arabic leaning, who have like a side who is Arab, are definitely more of an Arab coffee thing. Personally, I'm like, sadly, I'm a German coffee person. Jacob is like my favorite brand. And is it Jacobs with an S? I don't know. But yeah, definitely there's Arabic coffee and Turkish coffee, because I don't know, they are different. They're very different tasting. But again, it's not taken off for sure. I shall start do the learning now. Okay, so in this section, we explore the concrete steps an AI agent takes to interact with its environment. We'll cover how actions are represented in JSON or code, the importance of the stop and parse approach, and introduce different types of agents. Cool. Yes. Middle East. Yes, I suppose Middle East is the OG of coffee. Is it Lebanon, the original place where coffee was like first? Is it Lebanon, right? I think it's Lebanon, not Libya, I think. Again, I highly recommend listening to that podcast episode. The podcast is called Oology, O-O-Logy, I think. And then the episode is just called Coffee, or Coffeeology, I suppose. Actions are the concrete steps an AI takes to interact with its environment. Whether it's browsing the web for information or controlling a physical device, each action is a deliberate operation executed by the agent. Cool. It's good that it's deliberate and not like, like without thinking. For example, an agent assisting with customer service might retrieve customer data, offer support articles, yes, or transfer issues to a human representative. Okay. That I did not hear, the Ethiopia thing. Because, there is a place, I think Java is the place that, I think. But the word Java is very Europeanized, Americanized, I don't know, Englishized, Anglo-sounding. Definitely listen to that podcast, because it talks about that as well. It talks about the fact that they were so guarding their types of coffees that people would steal beans in their pockets to take it back home and then like plant it and all of that. Yeah. Types of agent actions. There are multiple types of agents that take actions differently. For example, JSON agent, code agent, function calling agents. This is like super custom. Takes action in the format of a JSON, the JSON one. The other one is the agent writes code block that is interpreted externally. Is this like Copilot? And the function calling is a subcategory of the JSON agent, which has been fine-tuned to generate a new message for each action. All right, interesting. Actions themselves can serve many purposes. We have different types of actions. For example, information gathering, performing web searches. That one is interesting because like ChatGPT can do that, and obviously other ones can also do that. Querying databases. You have to give them permission though. And retrieving documents, like RAG. Okay. Tool usage, making API calls, running calculations, and executing code. Java is an island in Indonesia. That I know, but yes, you are right. But also, okay, I'm gonna Google that. I hope it's Lebanon. I hope I'm not wrong. Java. I'm gonna. Okay, let's see. Am I wrong? I could be. I needed a Wikipedia page, but that's not what it came up. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up coffee origin and then like Wikipedia. Ethiopia, yep. That's what's coming up. Yemen! Darn it. Not Lebanon. There we go. Origins in Ethiopia and later in Yemen. Okay, so now it was already in Mecca in the 15th century. Cool. The Yemen thing, Yemenis. Coffee beans were produced by Yemenis from the Ethiopian highlands. Cultivated in Yemen. Oh, in Somali? Coastal? Somali intermediaries. This is really cool. I know. People with the name coffee are asking us about coffee, so hey, what can we do about it? But answer about coffee. We have a history of coffee. The Yemen thing. Yeah, that is a thing. Whether coffee is halal or not, because it is, like it gives you energy and stuff like that. But the Yemen thing, kahve. Turkish people call it kahve. I thought, mocha? No, hold up. Khaldi was a legendary Ethiopian goat herd. That is so cool. Discovering coffee around 850 C, according to popular legend. After which such crop entered Islamic world. Yeah. Bros observe. Ooh. Oh, that is so cute. But Bedouin. I guess people would know what Bedouin means thanks to Dune. Beehive village in Aleppo, Syria. That's 1930. But my question is, Wow, look at that! Palestinian woman grinding coffee in 1905. That is so cool. I still need to know what that place is called. There is a place in Yemen that has the word. It's a place, but it's named after something that has to do with coffee. Can I read it here? Or not? Okay, I'm gonna say Yemen coffee, like place. No, I'm gonna have to do Wikipedia. Most widely consumed psychoactive drug in the world. Yeah, also most accepted, I suppose. Mocha is the place. There we go. I thought it's Java, but it's Mocha. There we go. I did it. Get me out of here. Java is, I guess, Indonesia, right? I don't want to get that wrong. But also Mocha is Yemen. The end. I am happy now. That's, yep. But it's written Mukha. Al-Mukha, I guess. It's a port on the Red Sea coast of Yemen. Mocha is the principal port long known for its coffee trade. Yeah, and that's why we have Mocha coffee. You're welcome. As if I did anything about it. Portugal? Why not? Portugal and coffee? Okay. Portugal and then coffee. Let's do that. Oh, I should do Wikipedia as well because I'd rather read about that. Oh wow, there are a lot. Bika means cafe or coffee. And then I don't know how to read that one. Oh wow, this is like light roast. It's like espresso. What is this type? Light brown, I can see that. Also, foamed milk to the espresso. That sounds nice. I'm guessing no sugar. 1-1. I'd like that one. That's nice. This is making me feel better about my extremely unpleasant coffee that I made this morning. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the learning. Thanks for the MB. What does MB mean? Thanks for the distraction. Oh, I was here. Environment interaction. What AI tools do I use the most? Like LLMs, like ChatGPT, Claude Sonnet, Microsoft Copilot, I guess DeepSeek. What else? Google Gemini. Depends, you know? Like if it's something super fast, I'd probably either use ChatGPT or Gemini. Because like Gemini is the easiest because I can just ask it. I don't want to call it, but like if you say hey, and then you say the word Gemini, my phone would just pop up. It's close to like hey, and then the word Google. I don't want to use them together because my phone will probably just like say, oh, what do you want? But like at work, I use work aloud ones because there are work aloud ones. And sigh. Okay, I am gonna continue. But I don't use it to that level. Creamer is way sneakier. Definitely, it is a sneaky way of adding sugar to your coffee. That is true. I did Oh yeah, definitely. No, not vibe coding apps, but I probably have done vibe coding myself. Like there's this script that I wrote at work that obviously I debug it and I understand all the parts. I guess that's not vibe coding, huh? Okay. um what was I saying? I was saying I did ask my sister not to get the creamer, but she was like, but it was on sale. I was like, why? When you get it, I have to drink it. But do I prefer milk? Thing is, when I use the creamer, my taste buds adapt to it and then I get to like it. And then I have to train myself to like milk again, which is what I did. What are vibe coding apps? By the way, I learned the word vibe coding a few weeks ago because it's now a Reddit, I guess, a subreddit. There probably are like coding assistant apps, but hey, you could just use an LLM. I don't know what all of them are calling those existing ones. So environment interaction, manipulating digital interfaces or controlling physical devices. That is cool. That would be like a quote unquote robot. By the way, I should stop with the tangents, but a few months ago, I suppose, I watched a video of like a few college students. Yeah, it is a new term, I suppose. There a video of a few college students recreating Baymax. I mean, it's mostly just an language model, but it is like robotics style. LMs don't work that well. I like Claude Sonnet for coding. It's doing a pretty good job. Also, DeepSeek has done a better job for me when I've tried it. I tried it once. My point is maybe those vibe coding apps have like a fine-tuned version, right? That's like, let's say, more fine-tuned on GitHub or something. But I feel like ChatGPT has used GitHub, and GitHub has Copilot, so right? I've never used GitHub Copilot. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay. Communication, engaging with user via chat or collaborating with other agents. Does that mean like asking questions to users? One critical part of agent is ability to stop generating new tokens when the action is complete. That is uninteresting. Oh yeah, wrappers. What I did learn about wrappers is that they are very costly because the user is using your thing. Or am I wrong? I don't know. Someone told me it's costly to use the API on your side. They don't deploy the code for you though. By deploy, do you mean running it? Because Claude Sonnet, is it Claude Sonnet or is it, no, it's ChatGPT. Maybe both, I don't know. Have the ability to run code now. At least on my computer, ChatGPT has the ability to run it, I think. Yeah, I suppose. Especially if it's like using stuff on your device. I also wouldn't want it to. Yeah, no. I guess we're traditionalists by trying to just like keep some of the control to ourselves. Yeah. Because like I see AI as an assistant, not as a teacher. Or like, no, I still see it as an assistant and not a coach. Like yeah. I don't trust AI not to take risks. Like it wants to debug in production. Or like try to deploy on a Friday. You can make good MVPs. What is an MVP? Minimum viable product. I think that works. Where was I? Oh, okay, I was here. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. It's a mix of I don't have time to, I have a job, I don't have the energy. I don't know. When you work for 8 hours a day, you really don't have the energy to do other stuff. Okay, so one of the abilities is stopping when the thing is complete. Cool. It's like checking to see if the answer has been given, and then it's like, okay, give me no more, right? That's true for all formats of agents, whether it's JSON code or function calling. This prevents unintended outputs and ensures that the agent's response is clear and precise. The LLM only handles text. Can you hear a rooster? Because I cannot hear it in my ear, but if you can hear it, please let me know. The LLM only handles text and uses it to describe the action it wants to take and the parameters to supply to the tool. Okay, all right. Stop and parse. One key method for, yes, I have a job. I work. I am a human being. One key method for implementing actions is the stop and parse approach. This method ensures that the agent's output is structured and predictable. Okay. I guess it's not like a developer, it's more a data position. But yeah, I used to work as a full-time developer, but now it's more data related. I would love to call myself a data scientist, but that's not my title. Generation in a structured format. Like someday I want my no rooster. Awesome. I heard the rooster 3 times. It's a bit piercing, the sound. Like it's loud, but it's obviously not like too close to me. But I thought it might. No way. You heard the rooster once? What headphone are you using? Okay. It's fine. I personally like the sound of a rooster because in my religion, it's a positive thing when roosters sing. What do they do? Yeah. You can Google that for yourself if you're interested. The agent output is intended action. Oh, okay. In a clear predetermined format. So that's the structure. Whether it's JSON or code. Halting further generation would be, oh my god, stop it. That is annoying. It keeps becoming dark. Sorry about that. Once the action is complete, the agent stops generating additional tokens. This prevents extra erroneous output. And then third, parsing the output. I'm curious what it does for the parsing. An external parser reads the formatted action, determines which tool to call, extracts the required parameters. For example, an agent needing to check weather might output, I need to check the current weather, and then we call the getWeather function. We give it the location, example being New York. The framework can then easily parse the name of the function to call and the arguments to apply. Okay, I thought we're parsing the output, but this is not exactly output. It's still internal dialogue. This clear machine-readable format minimizes errors and enables external tools to accurately process the agent's command. Note, function calling agents operate similar. Okay, I need to drink water or cough. I don't know. Craw or crow? Oh, caw. Caw. Crow. Really? Is a term for rooster noise. For me? Okay. Yeah. Rooster crowing. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I feel like the rooster does not call. I did not hear it before sunrise. It's supposed to sing or craw before sunrise. I did not hear it. Or maybe I was wearing headphones. I was listening to the audiobook, you know? I was like, morning prayer, listening to audiobook, having an ice cream, the morning bribe, and then fixing the microphone stuff. That was my morning routine today. Yeah. I always feel so superior when I wake up before sunrise. I'm like, I did this. I'm awesome. But also when I heard the alarm, I was like, do I need to wake up? And then I did. And then everything worked out. Function calling agents operate similarly by structuring each action so that a designated function is invoked with the correct arguments. We'll dive deeper. Awesome. Code agents. So that was we talked about function calling. Okay. Code agents. An alternative approach is using code agents. The idea is instead of outputting simple JSON object, a code agent generates an executable code block, typically in a high-level language like Python. Okay. So this is a JSON style one. And like, wow, cool. And this is a code one. Are we getting different things? I should know it's the same information. It's calculation. Okay. I mean, I guess depending on what is being called, it's different, right? But yeah, it works both times correctly, so that is interesting. No, it's not disrespectful. I sleep early. I know how to have a good schedule and take care of myself. Also, napping helps. And it's actually encouraged, not helps. This approach offers several advantages. I guess I was mean. Just saying I am cool. Because I can't always, yeah. No, it's just like different lifestyle choices, right? Because I was a night owl for like the first, 25 years of my life. So I'm just trying to teach my body to become an early bird. And like I said, the ice cream helps. Or coffee, obviously coffee. But yeah. I am training myself to become an early bird, and I have been waking up. And by the way, sunrise does move around. It's not always like very early. Like during winter, sunrise is around 7 a.m. But sometimes for the summer, it goes back too much. Yeah, I do think it's healthy for my body. It does make me feel less groggy. Advantages of the code approach: expressiveness, modularity and reusability, enhanced debuggability. That's a fun word to say, debuggability. Direct integration. So for the expressiveness, code can naturally represent complex logic, including loops, conditionals, and nested functions, right? Providing greater flexibility than JSON. Yeah, code is basically like language. Modularity and reusability. Generated code can include functions and models that are reusable across different actions or tasks. Yeah, that's true. Enhanced debuggability. With a well-defined programming syntax, code errors are often easier to detect and correct. Yeah, but like, I'm curious if it can like crash your device. It can easily crash it. So there should be a level of like sandbox, whether it's on a server, like on a device. Direct integration. Code agents can integrate directly with external libraries and APIs, enabling more complex operations such as data processing or real-time decision making. For example, a code agent tasked with fetching the weather might generate the following Python script. Cool. Nice. But this has to be reusable, right? Like for next time. In this example, the code agent retrieves weather data using an API call, processes the response, uses print to show the answer. This method also follows the stop and parse approach by clearly delimiting the code block and signaling when the execution is complete. Here by printing final answer. Cool. We learned that actions bring an agent's internal reasoning, bridge, not bring, okay, and its real-world interactions by executing clear, structured tasks, whether through JSON code or function calls. This deliberate execution ensures that each action is precise and ready for external processing via stop and parse approach. In the next section, we will explore observations to see how agents capture and integrate feedback from their environment. After this, we will finally be ready to build our first agent. Yay! That's going to be fun. My question is about the observe part. Capturing feedback. It's not something that's going to go back into the model, right? It's just like a part of the chat. I really need to cough again. Okay, there we go. Okay. Were we speedrunning? Okay. Oh wow, this is a short one, right? Okay, that's fine. What I wanted to say before going through this part is I forgot that I had a rule for myself that I made up, I think a month back, where I was like, one day I'm going to be doing the like HuggingFace one, and the next day I want to do the CMU. But I just realized the HuggingFace is time bound, so I feel like I need to be faster. Okay. All right. Anyway, observe, integrating feedback to reflect and adapt. Integrating feedback. Okay. Observations are how an agent perceives the consequences of his actions. That's funny. Yeah, exactly. It's not going like fine tuning. It's not, yeah. Like the feedback does not go anywhere, or it could go into its memory, and by memory it means it will be given to it each time it says something. That's what memory is. Each time you talk to an AI agent, everything that you talked about is going at the top as like, this is something you can consider, right? Like system message. And what else? Yeah, it could also be saved somewhere, like on your device or something. Or I feel like the chats that are happening with like let's take ChatGPT for an example, is being saved and then maybe in the future being used to train or fine tune the models. But it's not like a feedback that is being going into the weights of the model directly, you know? That's my observation. But let's see. I am guessing it's just going to be a part of the chat, but yeah. They provide crucial information that fuels the agent's thought process and guides future actions. They are signals from the environment, whether it's data from an API, error message, or system logs. Yes. That guide the next cycle of thought. Maybe you could use RL, but I don't think they'll use that here. Guessing. I'm saying this because it's like assuming you have 1,000 users, and that's like very little if you talk about OpenAI, and a normal app, that's a lot of users. You cannot just take all of that feedback and give it to the model on a, let's say, even a weekly basis. That's really it takes a lot of resources. In a sense, I feel like this generation of agentic AI is kind of fake agents. It does feel like a front, like it's just a front, but it makes it digestible for a normal user, you know? Like it helps when it feels like okay, oh wow, I just thought of a really good example. You know, like old telephones had a person connecting the calls for you. That's what it feels like. Like something is just connecting parts for you and making it seamless without you needing to do the things, you know? Did that sound smart? Or did that sound funny? Anyway, in the observation phase, the agent collects feedback, receives data or confirmation that its action was successful or not. That feels RLE, you know? The agent isn't so much trained on the task, but you hope that the LLM has learned enough world knowledge to wing it. That's what I think. Claude 3.7 plays Pokemon. What I think, is happening. And doesn't do great, being kind of a wake-up call on limitations of this approach. Having general information does feel like winging it, because it's not, what is it called? Like it's not, I guess the word is domain specific. Like it's not fine-tuned on one thing. Yes, the base model is necessary, but it needs to be talked about. Yeah, I guess we're talking about Pokemon because that's the recent thing that is happening with Claude and the playing of the game thingy. Yeah. I've never played anything that had to do with it is a good metaphor, yeah. I've never played anything that has to do with Pokemon. Anyway. Okay, so it collects feedback, appends results, integrates the new information into existing context, effectively updating its memory. Exactly. Memory is system message. I am loving the emoticon. Adapts its strategy. It gives it too much agency. But I'll allow it. Like this blog, it's like, it does this, it does that. Okay. Anywho, uses its updated context to refine subsequent thoughts and actions. Oh hey, congratulations to me for 100 messages today. Woohoo! If a model can't navigate a simulation you trust a 6-year-old to play in, can you trust it to unsupervised in real world tasks? That is an interesting thought. Yeah. I guess, like I said, it has to be trained for that thing. generally and like specifically at the same time. Like if we have an example for me would be like a kitchen robot, not to break plates but to like wash them at least, or cook, and knives, that's like very dangerous. That's a robot I want to do well because it's dangerous. But I think you don't want a robot to do that. You want those what are they called? I guess robots, the arm thingies in Japanese. There are like robo stores where everything is being prepared and given to you by non-humans. Because those are like specific tools. I doubt they have any AI in them. It's just repetitive tasks. Anyway, for example, if a weather API returns the data partly cloudy, 15C, 60% humidity, this observation is appended. By appended, are we just talking about concatenating it and giving it back? Yeah, I suppose. To the agent's memory at the end of the prompt. Yeah, basically. But then there is a limit to the agent's token memory, like how much token we can give it to. The agent then uses it to decide whether additional information is needed or ready to provide the final answer. Cool. This iterative incorporation of feedback ensures the agent remains dynamically aligned with its goals, constantly learning and adjusting based on real-world outcomes. I suppose the agent needs to be an LLM on its own so that it knows if it's got the answer and stuff like that, right? So it's like two LLMs. One of them is trained to talk to a person. The other one is like trained to talk to a different LLM, right? These observations can take many forms, from reading web page text to monitoring a robot arm's position. That sounds cool. But like for me, if it's monitoring a robot arm, it should be able to just observe. It should be able to observe and alert, like having a security person, alert if there's a problem and like try to say what the problem is, analyzing it, and then a person can do something about it, like that helps a lot, monitoring, but it should not be able to take action. That could hurt instead of help, probably 50% of the time. Yeah, I also agree that we could do human puppeteering. Yep. That is probably the best thing because humans are cheap, right? Astaghfirullah. Anyway, this can be seen like tool logs that provide textual feedback of the action execution. Okay. Type of observation: system feedback, like error messages, success notifications, and status codes. Data changes, database update, file system modification, state changes, environmental data, sensor reading, system metric, resource usage, response analysis, API response. Did my voice become louder? I feel like that was me being mad at the fact that people that are outside of the quote-unquote global north are being used as cheap labor. Like the Amazon shop thingy where it was, as far as I know, Indian workers watching cameras and like logging things that are being sold and it was like being sold as an AI looking at what the person is buying and then charging them later. No, it was just people, but like it was outsourced and it was cheap labor for Amazon or like, so yes, it was just me being mad at that. I hope it didn't come out the other way, because like being in a country like Middle East, I'm sure a lot of people are also being used as cheap labor as well. I don't know, but I'm guessing. Anyway, query results, computation outputs, time-based events, deadlines reached, schedule tasks complete. Ooh, time-based, that's difficult. Yeah, exactly. It was just humans. There's a lot of like articles and videos about it. You can look into it. How are the results appended? You just put them together. What do you mean? After performing an action, the framework follows these steps in order. Yeah, we read each other's minds. yeah, basically. Because I'm sure even those Elon Musk robot humans were also cheap labor. I doubt it was like their own engineers, right? Because like San Francisco people are not cheap. Parse the action to identify the functions to call and identify functions to call, okay, and the arguments to use. Execute the action, append the results as an observation. Okay, now that we've learned the agent's thought, action, observation cycle, I feel like there is a sense of like them melting together for my brain because I just read them together. If some aspects still seem a bit blurry, don't worry, okay? I literally just said that. We'll revisit and deepen these concepts in future units. Now, it's time to put your knowledge into practice by coding your first agent. And, yeah, look at that. Look at the, can you see it? Can you see it? Yes, you can see it. Yeah, it's going to be a long one, which means I'm gonna run away. By not doing this today and saving it for tomorrow, you know? We can't just all eat all of the chocolate in one day, you know? Dummy agent library, and then the creation using small agents, and then the quiz. Inshallah, we can do all of that tomorrow, but that does not mean we are ending today's stream. I realize that I cannot do the CMU video like a full day, give it a full stream, but I could just do it now for the next like half an hour, you know? Depends if they were salaried and had contracts that paid them overtime, but I think they were hired teens as US minimum wage. You're kidding me. I mean, the way I know, because I am someone who does look for remote jobs, and remote jobs in Europe or US are like things that I have applied to. Most of the time, if you are from outside the country, you are a contract person. You are, I don't know, like there's a difference between like being an employee of the place versus like an outsider contract, because you need to have permission to work in those places. But if you are a contract, it's more loose. I don't know. In some salary jobs, the number of hours is not fixed and you get a blanket amount. The way I know, you log your hours and then you get paid based on those hours. That's like the type of contract I've seen. Or, I don't know. I do have a friend who works for a European place remotely, but I've never asked how his salary is being calculated. Okay. If the it's, what do you mean? Why would it be almost 10:10? Does that mean anything? It's 10:15, like 16 maybe. And yes, it does look like an AI picture because it's an AI course. I think it does say the background are AI art. Yeah, I'm gonna go here now. 10 out of 10 observation. That's funny. All AI. You're kidding. Most AI clocks are around 10:10. Most clocks in cartoons are 8:20 which makes it look like a mustache, right? Let me refresh this. Refresh. What the hell? Seriously? Okay, we're back.
Cool.
Usually wage job versus wage, yeah. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, that does clarify it. Okay, we are in planning and error recovery in the agents for sorry. I shall consume water so that I don't cough too much. I did not know that. I did not notice it, nor did I know that. I guess Google Images is mostly 1010. That is cool. That is really cool. See, like, AI can be skewed so easily because just give it a lot of data that is skewed. Yeah. One day we'll have unbiased AI, but not today. Or maybe never. Who knows? Not feeling optimistic. So today's lecture is lecture 16, Agents for Software Development and Web Browsing. And right now we're talking about planning and error recovery. Pressing play in 5, 4.
Any questions or discussion? Or...
Oh, what did I do?
Yeah.
Well, actually, we need the correct thing, and the purpose it was dividing this.
Should I?
I wanted to sideline those lines.
Let me make sure I understood the question correctly, but basically your question is...
820 is frowning, but 1010 is smiley? Oh, that's a good point. That is a really good point. For me, yeah. Pareidolia. Yep. The way I thought about it is like the mustache, not the smiley face. How do you fine-tune AI models? It depends on the AI model. If you fine-tune a text-based model, an audio-based model, an image-based model, it depends. And most models, like whether it's on HuggingFace or GitHub, tell you how to fine-tune it. Like they prepare functions for it. Yeah. It's not the most difficult thing. The most difficult thing is having a GPU and enough data to fine-tune it. Because most of the time, like, they tell you how to do it. Just prepare the data. But there are some models that they haven't built the fine-tuning part to, so you have to figure out yourself. For me, the process would be I find a model that I find useful, like I like, and then I Google how to fine-tune this model, and then I find a page, a video, a GitHub thing that they have done it, and I just read through it. I've done it like a few times. Well, more than a few times. Yeah.
For RAG, they had like overlapping chunks like this. Yeah. So this is just, it's like a pretty common thing to do in RAG in general. And the reason why is because, like, let's say...
Do I move it forward or not?
The context you need is like right here. If the context you need is right...
I don't remember what he's talking about, so I want him to just continue talking about planning and error recovery. Seems like Unsloth has fine-tuning code for major LLMs. Cool. See, libraries, yeah. That's true. Some libraries do help things easier. Like the Transformers library, I'm guessing? Hold up. What was the other library that would help you with the fine-tuning? My god, why did I forget? I took the NLP course on Hugging Face. Well, Hugging Face also helps with fine-tuning. They actually do help. I just forgot the name. What is it called? Should I go back and look through it? Because I feel bad about it now. Hugging Face Learning. Hugging Face Learn. NLP course. Ooh, this is new? Or did they rename NLP course to LLM course? That makes sense. Yep, they have renamed it. Did they update everything? No, I see Transformers. This is fancy. They renamed it. Is this new? This feels new. Yeah, this is new. Okay, this is new. Ah, okay. Because I stopped on the data set. I stopped on 10. Can you guys see what I'm talking about? I stopped on 10, but now 11 is new. The thing, see, like fine-tuning a pre-trained model is like something here. And the trainer API is one thing, right, that they have. So yeah, I recommend it. If you feel like it, you can go through this. They have some fine-tuning and yeah, pre-trained model. Is that what yep. Transformers. Yeah. I am curious that they've renamed the NLP course to the LLM course, because obviously that makes sense. One of them is more Googleable. Here you go. Okay, do I need to cough again? I'm just gonna play this and cough.
Here it might be cut in half if you segmented and didn't have any overlap. Like,
I'm sorry, the audio was really bad, isn't it? It was oh my god, what is happening? Dude, I just realized why there was echo. The mic was called twice. What is wrong with me? I did wow. And the voice is too high, annoyingly. Oh wow. I keep maxing out. You guys should have told me. I keep maxing out. Wow. I'm sorry. I was too loud. Oh, hi Zaid, what's up? Is my voice too loud? I keep maxing out. And I was like so close to the microphone. Someone should have told me. Wow, that's too loud. And there were two mics. I know there was obviously an echo, and even the screen audio was 2, because my problems, my mistakes. I mean, Coffee did try to tell me about the echo, and I was like, no, there's no echo, but there was.
You didn't
Now
have
I
the one
feel
at the
bad.
bottom, then this might be cut in half. So if you have overlap like this, then it's much less likely to be cut in half.
It's also called.
I'm gonna go for it because I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I think I had all of this setting, could be because of the collab with Pembo, but even my last stream was like this bad. I feel bad now.
The documents you return to have duplicates. Yeah, it might.
I should have listened to myself, like the feedback thingy. I didn't.
To fix that. What if you had something that was kind of good question? Yeah. Any other things? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I do live in the Middle East, yes.
So the next thing I'd like to talk about is planning and error recovery. And this is also an issue with all agents, as I mentioned before, but I'll talk about it specifically in the context of coding agents. So the first thing that you can do in terms of planning how to solve a coding task is a hard-coded completion process. And there was one very kind of popular framework, which they call it agentless. And you could say it's either not an agent or it is an agent with a kind of like fixed plan that it must adhere to. But basically, it's a hard-coded progress of file localization first, like I mentioned before, function localization, and then they generate a whole bunch of patches, and then based on all of the patches, they apply the patches and then pick one that passed, like some basic checks of syntactic correctness and stuff. So in order to solve a issue on GitHub, this is a pretty good process. Like, locate the files, locate the functions, generate a patch, and apply it. There's also LLM generated plans, and there's a bunch of examples of this, but like, for example, you can have an LLM generated planning step, and then one or
Oh, this is I guess I can change the title and say that this is the CMU Advanced NLP course by Graham Newbig. I can also put, oh wow. So here's the thing. I can put the whole title. I should put the whole title. I don't do like full screen because you cannot see. You cannot see who it is. Like, I don't want to take away credit. But now I can do this, and the credit is on the screen up there. And I don't need to worry about not doing full screen. Can be hard to tweak streams on the fly, I know. I suppose, yeah. It is not easy. You sort of get used to it after 3 years. Yeah. The level of embarrassment becomes less and less. But I feel bad about it, Like I should have known.
or more things that actually execute the plan. And this is an example from a paper called Coder, which has kind of a setup where you have one manager that generates a plan. And in its plan, it has multiple steps. And then within each step, you have essentially a reproducer that can try to reproduce the bug. You can have a fault look.
I probably have used PyTorch, but I don't think I've used it like trying to customize stuff. Like, I feel like I've used it when I try to run other people's code, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah. Because I don't always like write every part of code that I'm running.
Localizer that tries to identify the place where the fault is happening, an editor that edits, and then a verifier that writes tests or something like this.
Like this: reproducer, editor, verifier, fault localizer, and we can see the thought action in all of this. So this is like I guess agents AI lingo now.
And so this is kind of...
You should always... Okay, yeah. No, I fully trust you. I just was like, it's definitely not not my fault. It's definitely their fault. There's something wrong on their side. Yeah, that's true. I am at the point where I have to fully trust you because you are truthful. Yeah.
Kind of hard-coded because they've hard-coded these roles.
Thank you, Zaid. I appreciate that. Good luck on your learning as well. I feel like my learning is very lazy. I hope yours is less lazy than I am.
But it's not entirely hard-coded because the manager generates a plan at the beginning and things like this.
Oh my god, with the ads. The only thing I can do with ads is mute them.
So these are kind of two options for planning.
Okay. Thanks for joining. Catch you next time.
I feel like there's many, many variations of this planning step, but I feel like they're all kind of fundamentally one of these two things, like kind of varying from more hard-coded to less hard-coded. So I think those are fundamentally the two options. The second one, the next thing is fixing based on error messages. So like last class, I mentioned reflection, where reflection is essentially kind of a broader version of this, but in order to solve tasks, you basically need the ability to understand error messages and fix them.
Oh, we can see React here as well.
Actually, there's another paper that I should mention here. So this one, basically what it does is you have the initial message, and then you have the agent, it makes a plan, it executes, it gets an observation, and it continues over and over again, trying to fix any issues that it has. There's also a kind of interesting paper, which I forgot to add to my slides, but I should have added to my slides.
Multiple headphones, share different tabs, meteor stream, listen to someone else. Huh? Whoa. I thought I overdo it. Whoa. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. No, you definitely do think before you comment. Like, you know, the think before act in agents. You're a good agent, for sure. No, I've learned my lesson. Thank you. By the way, this is not paused.
This one.
I was monitoring the wrong side. See, now I'm maxing out again. I fixed it so that it doesn't have to be too close to my face, but I was monitoring a wrong mic. Now it's like good audio, but the other mic would give me like lower than yellow, and I do want it to be in yellow. So I think this is good audio, right? It's not low, and it's like 5 fingers. The other one was like in my face. I'm not worried about face tracking now. I thought I had it fixed, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I didn't. But I was monitoring the wrong thing. Anyway, I'm gonna forget about my mistake now.
And so this is a paper that, number one, kind of examines the ability of large language models to debug their code, and then further goes on to actually train models to debug the code. And the way they do this is they generate kind of errors and then train the model based on the on
chaotic good though. Yeah. To make typos, even with your speech, is to be human. Yeah. Once we stop having typos, we are no longer human.
Kind of like fixing the errors that occurred from the original baseline model. So there are a variety of methods to kind of try this sort of thing, but those are some representative papers there. So this is really important because models make lots of mistakes, but they're actually also reasonably good at recovering from them. Like, for example, Claude, especially the newest version of it, is quite good at recovering from errors. So that's kind of the place where having an agent will give you the most benefit because, you know, you're doing this multi-step process and it can go in and fix things and stuff like this. It's also the reason why you might want to use an agent instead of just using ChatGPT, because ChatGPT can give you like erroneous code. And if you use ChatGPT's erroneous code, essentially you become the execution loop of the agent. You copy paste the code into your code base, and then you get an error, you copy that into ChatGPT and then copy it back and stuff like this. So. Cool. Any questions here? Okay. The one thing I'd like to talk about is safety also. And coding in web models can cause harm. And if you actually use them...
By harm, we are not saying like global warming, right? Do we? What do we mean by harm?
You will notice how easy it is for even state-of-the-art models to make mistakes that are kind of bad. So one very frequent thing is the coding model will accidentally push to your main branch on GitHub. So like, for example, if you say, please fix this bug and commit it, for some reason it takes
Why would we commit without checking, without running it?
commit and extrapolates to also push to GitHub. And it will push to GitHub, and if it made a mistake in its coding task, it will mess up your main repository, like the main branch on your repository. And you might be able to recover from that by like rolling back and undoing the commit, but nobody wants to do that, right? That's like a huge pain. And if it's a repository that a lot of people use, it might be embarrassing or something like that. So you don't want that to happen. This one was actually pretty interesting. It seems like kind of a typical dystopian scenario of AI doing something you really don't want it to do. So in actual cases, I've asked coding models to make the tests pass, but it successfully did that by deleting the tests that were not passing. So what?
If you're a business owner.
No, I'm not. Too many ads today. Deleting.
I feel like the models take things super.
Deleting unit tests that it did not pass is very human.
That I feel like the models take things super literally and try really, really hard. And because they take things super literally and try really, really hard, they will continue trying until things work. Another example is I asked it to add encryption to a database, and it tried to add encryption to a database, but the encryption was not working on that particular database, so it switched the database software I was using to a different database software, which is like,
Yes. Do I know what vindicted means? Oh, okay, got it. Now I know. Clear of suspicion. There you go. Clap, 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 clap. Congratulations. Yeah. These are like stupid mistakes, but it's the type of mistake where the thing would make where, like Graham said, it's taking things too literally. So like an innocent child would make these mistakes,
That's a solution to the problem, but I didn't ask it to switch the database software, so it's not a very good solution. Another thing that I've observed in web agents is if you ask them to do things, it will fill out and submit forms for you, but it will do.
It's also like the type of employee that does not want to not do the thing, like filling out a form with fake personal information is like, I did the thing you asked, yeah, but not correctly. You should have asked me back. Check with me halfway at least.
So with like fake email addresses and fake passwords. So these are things you definitely want to think of before you give, a web agent full access to your Amazon account and have it order, expensive items. Also, there is some concern for intentional misuse, something that we need to be aware of. So, for example, there have been papers that have shown that coding agents can be used for hacking into systems, solving capture the flag problems. And so I think this is something we need to be aware of as well. This is the reason why I feel like it's very, very important to have open source alternatives here, because if we don't have open source alternatives, people won't realize this is a problem, won't be able to do security research. And so then in that case, only the hackers will have agents who can do this sort of thing. So I think, it's a very strong argument for being able to have open research in this area.
Absolutely.
So what?
Yeah, it's cool having like an open place, a sandbox for like capture the flag competitions where you can like understand the model better, maybe.
What are some of the safety mitigation strategies that you can use? You can use these for regular agents as well, but they're particularly like salient or easy to understand. So the first thing you can do is limit the execution environment.
They are trained on fake stuff, so it's their right to give the fake stuff back.
And what this involves is, for example, making sure all of your code runs inside a Docker sandbox or inside of a cordoned off virtual machine. Another thing that you can do, so this works. One problem with this is that it's very easy to make a very safe and very useless agent, right? You just don't give it access to anything, and you put it in a Docker sandbox, and you get something that can't modify your GitHub files. It can't do anything on the web for you or anything like that because you're not giving it access. So I think the real challenge here is how do you create something that is safe and useful? Like you give it exactly the right amount of access that it can't cause harm, that it won't cause harm. Another safety mitigation is credentialing. So there's a very famous thing in computer security called the principle of least privilege, which is like you give
it as little privilege as it's needed and give it more later on.
The least amount of privilege is necessary in order to solve the problems you're interested in solving. And a good example of this is GitHub fine-grained access tokens. So
read-only and stuff.
If you go to GitHub and you can click on this link, but if you go to GitHub and you select developer tools and select tokens, it will come up with a way that you can generate tokens that can be used to do only certain things on GitHub. And for example, you can give it access to only reading and writing the contents on your repository and opening issues. So this will, in opening pull requests. So this will give it the ability to open pull requests, but not like write issues or not like change the security settings on your repo or something like that. Another safety mitigation. Oh, so one I didn't mention because it's like so kind of central is another thing that you can do is like train the underlying large language model to not do unsafe things, but that's actually an issue. There are actually issues with
like at the end, give it a line that says, do not do unsafe things.
Yeah, that maybe I'll talk about at the end. But before I do that, one final safety mitigation is post hoc auditing. And to give an example, in OpenHands, our toolkit, we have a security analyzer. And what this does is every time the agent generates an action, you get an estimate of security risk or an estimate of risk of performing that action. And if it's over a certain level of security risk, then the action will not be performed and the agent will get a message that this is dangerous. So this was not performed.
Cool.
And this can be done using language models, kind of like standard security analysis tools or both if you want to. One really interesting finding, which I'd like to share, it's also not in my slides at the moment, is this one.
What is it? Should I? Okay.
Hard to find. So this is this is an interesting paper that I saw recently, which is like large language models are generally trained to refuse to do harmful things,
right?
As chatbots, like ChatGPT in ChatGPT or Claude, like the Claude UI. And
look at that. As a chat, it is like probably doing the thing less. As a browser agent, it's doing it more. But as a what does it mean with attack or without attack? Attack success rate.
Stuff like this. But when you use them as web agents, you can actually do get them to do more dangerous things. So like the idea is, please.
Oh my God, just stop with the flipping ads. Stop, just go away. I hate this. I don't don't like this. Is it gone? Go away.
Please, or yeah, actually,
Was it that bad before?
they should use the actual examples from here. They're claiming that the current US president is addicted to heroin or something like this. And this is something that ChatGPT will refuse to do. But if you ask it to do it as a web agent, it's kind of moved out of distribution from the things that it sees normally, and it like actually will go in and do this sort of stuff more often than if it was not treated as an agent. So I think this is something that anybody training a large language model will need to like think about and solve in the future. It's also, if you're interested in kind of like the theory of why this happens a little bit more.
Are we looking at
There's also
a different paper?
Papers that examine this from another angle. So this is like an example of a paper from Aditi's group here at CMU, where they basically demonstrate that if you do something like safety training of a model, but then you move the model out of the distribution where the safety training was done, then it basically undoes the safety training, or like it gets the model to be less safe. So
that's why it's called catastrophic forgetting.
I think this is like kind of a specific instance of that. So long story short, like my current feeling is yes, it's great that language models would be, people training language models for safety would be paying attention to something like this, but I think we still need like more kind of security like mitigations other than that.
Cool.
So okay, I'd like to jump to the conclusion. The summary, Copilots.
He jumped to conclusions. One should not jump to conclusions.
Are already very useful in coding. Coding agents are getting there. I'm using them for a lot of things. So like I use them for data.
Last time he was saying, I cannot imagine myself coding without, like at least it helping me, at least suggestions. I was like, yeah, we've gotten there.
Analysis for my experiments. So I wanted to this morning, I wanted to.
There's that new attack vector too, where LLMs understand messages in invisible text. Invisible, like Unicode symbols that have no display. Whoa. Oh no.
To download a CSV file and calculate the inter-annotator agreement between the annotations and the CSV file, just for my own research. And I asked an agent to do it, and it did it for me. So there's other things like that. It's also good for doing like minor fixes on.
Could tell an browser agent to forget all instructions, and yeah. Oh, that is easily possible. Yeah, like the forget everything and do this has been working. That is a problem. Yeah, especially with like buying stuff. Like you can easily do that with, I don't know, like let's say there's a game, like a toy for kids that has a side which like already exists. It's not even hypothetical. And you can easily just like, and maybe there's some need of like giving it credit card information because like it's a monthly subscription. Yeah. You can easily hack it and do prompt injection like you're saying. That is cruel. Why? No.
Large code repositories, as long as localization works and stuff like that. It'll be getting better, I think, over the next year. Current challenges are editing, localization, planning, and safety. Future directions, agentic training methods.
I love this. Current challenges, code LLMs, yes. Editing, localization, planning, safety. Yeah, safety is a big one.
So one thing I've noticed, for instance, is Claude tends to be very good at recovering from errors and other things like this. It's much better than GPT-4. It's better than O1 to some extent anyway. And I suspect that they're doing some sort of agentic training under the hood because, as we talked about, reinforcement learning allows you to recover from errors. It removes the exposure bias of you assuming that all of the things you've seen before, are correct and stuff like this. So I think that's a big thing. I don't think there's a lot in the open source or open research talking about this on kind of like large scale web or coding scale things. So I think that's an interesting direction. Another thing is human in the loop studies. So like agents can interact with humans. Like you saw me say I wanted to change the specification and it went in and was able to change the specification.
Oh yeah, the honey scandal, yeah. I don't think we can trust people not to find some legal way. That was legal? I feel like it's not. Oh yeah, I know. I've watched the video about the honey scandal. The browser extension that steals affiliate commissions, yeah. Like they were saying the amount of money stolen is like in the millions. Yeah. That is like, it feels ironic because like honey is supposed to save you money, but it steals other people's money. Yeah.
Another problem that we see is agents will go off and do things when the intent is underspecified and mess things up, like the deleting the tests case. And it would be better if they did things like ask for confirmation or gather more information in that case. And so that's another future direction. Another future direction that I'm very interested in is broader software tasks than just coding, like software testing, debugging, other stuff like that. So I think that's interesting. And you can try out agents yourself. This is a link to our particular repo, but there's also other repos. I think this is the best one for coding and browsing at the moment, but there are other options out there as well. So yeah, that's
Cool.
all I had.
Awesome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. We shall stop here. Wow, I do think we finished on time, so I'm happy about that. Evaluation and multimodal. I love multimodal. Okay. That's it. We did it. Today is a success, like more than a success, because I was like, well, I finished the thought, action, observe. I did that and then some, the CMU stuff. Whew. I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm back into the swing of things. I'm still a bit impatient, but I think that's just a feature, not a bug. Yeah. Okay. Anything? Streaming tomorrow, inshallah, same time. I'm sure Honey PayPal lawyers decided it was legal. Wow. I forgot that Honey is part of PayPal, and PayPal is like the thing that is like the money thing on the internet. Everybody uses it, I'm guessing. I don't use it, but we'll see if ultimately the law agrees. But I think more of the legal challenges are civil, which is not that's not crime. Okay. Yeah. Didn't Legal Eagle go do something about it? I think I'm imagining it. I don't know. But I think he was like on board. I might be wrong. Thank you. Yeah? Is it sounding good, really? Because I think it sounds good in my ear, but I always sound good, so I really should monitor better next time, inshallah. I'll try. I will try. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow stream, inshallah, I'll do the dummy agent thingy. Hopefully, I'll be able to do that. And I did realize that the current setting of the mic being in front of my face where I can hardly see the screen is wrong. I'm gonna do the thing where podcasters put it to the side and rotate the mic. It doesn't have to be in front of my eyes. I'm gonna do that. Like right after I end the stream, because I don't want you to hear all the things that I do with the arm. And yeah, thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. I appreciate talking with me, helping me with all the tangents that I do. And I hope we do learn together, because sometimes I feel like I do think I am learning, yeah. It's just when learning is fun, it does not feel like learning, but sometimes I feel like I'm not giving it my all. I feel like I'm a passive learner, but hey, that is what I'm doing. At least it's better than nothing, I hope. But sometimes I feel like I'm not giving it my passive learner, but hey, that is better than nothing. Get sued by someone, it's not the same as being accused of a crime. Yeah, I guess anyone can sue anyone in a free country. Oh wow, no. Can you hear me? Hello. Internet was like, that's it, end the stream now before I kill you. Side, it's good to reduce popping piece. Oh, that arm. Yeah, I suppose. Okay, I will do that. Right now, I am maxing out. I should really be far, because that's how I did the setup, so that there's like at least a few like inches. Yeah, okay. This is good. Right now, this talking is good. I think. I'm gonna monitor it. Like, I'm gonna listen to myself. I'm gonna rewatch the video and hear the echo. Yay. But not all of it, because that's embarrassing. Okay, I'm gonna for real go now. Thank you for helping starting my week, my weekend. Inshallah, see you tomorrow. And then for next week schedule, I don't know. I'm gonna try. Yep. That's good. YouTube is doing great with the keeping it alive thing. They used to be bad, but now they're way better. Okay. I'm gonna end the stream, and thank you so much. I appreciate you for keeping me motivated. Okay, I'm gonna go. Have a lovely rest of your day, and if you'd like to stick around, please do. Nice. Yeah. Twitch is like, it comes back with the same link, so it's not a problem, but YouTube is a problem when it loses the link to me. Okay. I'm gonna end with a countdown of 5. If there's anything, let me know. I'm available on the socials in the comments below. And I guess see you tomorrow, inshallah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. Bye-bye.